So just in the previous video I had shown about footer, page number and header. We were encountering slight error in page number along with footer. So what I had noticed, if you click on footer and then page number, it goes off. But if you give page number, then what happens? If you click on page number, insert page number, bottom of page, I choose something like this. So what happens? It comes here itself as a footer area, and here you can insert the page number, and if you want to write something, you can write it here itself. Then what happens? It will come along with the page number itself. So this is what we had faced. So right now I am getting it like this only. So let's scroll down and see whether there is any change or not, or whether we are getting the same effect. Yes, we had got it changed. So if I press the difference, what we noticed, if I press footer and give first footer name and then try to give page number, it is not getting changed. So these are the small things. While doing it practically, you can explore the things. And now later on, we have just after exploring, I found out if I click on page number, insert page number and then write page number comes automatically, and then write the footer, clicking enter, then page number as well as the footer comes together. So this is one slight important thing which you have to keep it in mind. Now let's come to the text box area. Suppose if I click on text box, these are all we are doing from the insert tab only. Now suppose text box, I want to write something. So there are various layouts of text boxes. Now suppose I choose this annual quote. So I will as I click on it, it comes along the format in the document itself. Now I want to place my text box inside. Now don't confuse it with a square and a text box. Text box is something where you can add some text into it, and square is just a square shape. So here I am trying to put some text inside it. Suppose I am writing something, you can write anything. Our first class on MS Word document processing software. Now suppose I want to reduce the size of my text box. Simply I can, from the highlighted points, I can now see it is getting hidden. So what I do, I again go and click on the text box. After I click on the text box, I drag it down and I can see this area. So what I do is I change the width of the margin. Paragraph, if I do, let me see. Yes, after I reduce it to some points like 0 point, and line spacing I make it 1.5 lines, and then apply it as OK. So what happens, the size gets reduced, the gapping gets reduced, and so ultimately unnecessary wastage of this box I do not have to do. I can reduce the space. So there, here it goes, as well as I can reduce the size also from here. Now see, again the same thing is happening. If I want to reduce it, it is not taking, because it allows certain amount of extra width of the text box. So here now if you want to place the text box somewhere else, you can just drag it down from the highlighted dots and bring it down as you. Or if I want to write my name, you can write your name like this. Like if I want at the bottom of the letter, it should appear like this. So I can place it inside a text box, and it looks a good way of representing instead of writing, so that this does not shift, the letter does not shift. So this is how I go. Or whatever changes you want to make, you can write inside the text box. So text box is something where you can write inside to the box. It is not simply a square, it is a text box which allows you to write some text into it. Okay, now Let us come to word art. Now what is word art? Word art is a way of inserting any decorative text inside your document. This happens when you want to create any invitation letter, suppose a birthday party invitation. You want to make it very attractive, you want to change the style of your letter. So in that case you can apply word art. When you click on word art, there are various styles of word art given. You can choose any one and write the appropriate text and it will appear on the screen. Like suppose this I want. So if I write something here, if I write the word presentation, you see the style which I have chosen, it will appear like that. Now where it has gone, let me figure it out. Where my word presentation has gone. So here this is the style of my now I can increase the size of this. So you can see, so various project word, when you want to make some artistic way of writing, you can write or choose a particular layout from the word art and then apply it on your document. So this is how it looks. So I've just simply clicked on a particular style of word art and then I've written some text into it and I clicked OK. And then if you want, you can increase the size and width and height of the entire box of the word which you have chosen, or you can from simply here you can select this and you can select the size also. So from here you can do various changes of the styles. As we have earlier discussed, the features of Word, we can increase, change the styles as it suits your business purpose or academic purpose, whatever you are doing. So you can choose a particular layout, size, theme, everything you can do it accordingly. Right? Now insert date and time. Suppose I want to insert the date and time at the bottom of this text box. So first of all I have to bring the cursor here. Now I will go and choose date and time. What format I want to choose, that I will select from this available formats. From the available formats I will just, suppose if I want Wednesday, today is 7th July, I am recording it, so it will appear like so. Date and time, it will be already updated whichever way, but the format you have to choose from the available formats. So if I click on update automatically, the day it is opened, the document, the date will be updated automatically. So this is my day, date and year. Now I did not give the time, so let me give the time too. So I have used the time also here. So what time I am inserting it, that will also appear. Okay. So this is how we insert date and time. Always do not require it, but similarly we can use this option. Now let's come to this symbol option. How do we insert a symbol? Now suppose we want to write one equation. There are certain symbols which are used. Now suppose if I want to write x square plus y square equal to z square. Now this does not signify or does not represent that we are trying to talk about square. This is just meaning that it is x2 plus y2 plus z2. Now how do I make it square? To make it square, I'll just select, I have to make this 2 as to be a square. So I go here, go to paragraph, no, paragraph doesn't say that, so let's go to font. Font will have the subscript, superscript option, yes, right. So let's make it superscript. Superscript is something which rises above. Similarly, I will select this, again go to superscript and again click on this superscript option on the effects and then click OK. Now this was a pretty easy example. Now when this does not involve any particular symbol, because plus is a very common mathematical symbol, these are all alphabets, and 2 you have to just rise it above, so this is not a particular symbol. But suppose if I want to include any particular symbol, how do I do that? For example, if I want to put sigma, then obviously I have to take the help of the symbol. Now what symbol I want to use? There are so many more symbols here. Now always remember, wherever you want to insert the symbol, you have to place your cursor there first, and then only you can insert, so that in that appropriate place only your symbol will be placed. Now suppose let's bring the cursor down here. Now this is still in the superscript position. Can you see the cursor a little height is little lower than the normal size? So let's first reduce this, bring it to normal first. So let's switch this off, it will come in normal way. Yeah. Now I want to use one symbol. Simple example, if I want to use root over 2. So this is how I place the symbol. I just clicked on the symbol insert and then I placed the symbol. Now suppose if I want to write something else, greater than equal to, less than equal to, R symbol means registered symbol, then C copyright symbol. We have seen often that copyright symbol is used. In that case, while writing in Word, we can use the symbol from the symbol function, and the list from the list of symbols we can choose it. Then pi. Suppose if you are writing pi r square. Suppose if I want to write pi r square. So how do I write pi r square? Pi is an English word. So instead of this, I will choose the alphabet pi. And now r and then square. So square, again I go to home tab, go to font, and then superscript. Okay. So these are the various ways of adding symbol in your text. If you want to put any equation in your paper or something, you are writing a mathematics paper, how do you type that? So go to insert symbol and place it. Okay. So this is how we can insert various symbols, change the superscript, subscript, etc. Like suppose subscript option I didn't show you. So let's do the subscript option. First let me bring it to normal. Like H2O. H2O stands for water, means H2O. Now 2 is actually a subscript. It is just the opposite of superscript. It is placed slightly below the normal text. So this is called subscript. Water means H2O. So this is how we write using various symbols, and that is also from the insert tab. Now next comes the page layout. How do we go and choose page layout? Now the very first thing we know that in a document we need to align things properly. Now suppose margins. Let's go to the first options, margin. Now in my document you can see certain options like the margin which we have not discussed yet. Certain space is left from the right, certain space is left from the left. So how do we change that? I want to change that. Suppose if I want normal size. Normal means from the top it will leave out 1 inch, from the left 1 inch, bottom 1 inch, and right side 1 inch. This is the normal layout of the margin. Suppose if I want to narrow down, I want to increase the width of my document and I want to make the spaces narrow. So in that case I will choose the option narrow, where the layout is shown as 0.5 inch for top, 0.5 inch for bottom, 0.5 for left and right both. So this is called a narrow margin. So you can see the ruler has shifted to the right by another 5 inch. Otherwise it would have been placed in the normal size. Here also you can see the left hand side, this is the ruler tab. So I can go and change. If I don't want to see the ruler, I will go to view and switch off the ruler. Here in my case the ruler is ticked, so that is why I am getting to see the ruler, but it is advised you keep the ruler tab on, so that you can understand, it becomes very clear for you to understand where is the hanging indent, left indent, where is the ruler margin, that you can visualize it properly. So it's better we keep the ruler checkbox ticked. Now this is margins. So we have discussed the left, right, top and bottom margin. Now if you want something wide, that's all the specifications are already given to you. Left is 2 inch, right is 2 inch, top and bottom are 1 inch each. Now these are moderate, as you can understand, left and right will be 0.75 inch, top and bottom is 1 inch each. Now orientation. How you want your matter to be laid out. You have heard about portrait painting, landscape painting. Landscape is something horizontal and portrait is something vertical. So the same thing, if I want this effect, you can only see when you print a document. If I choose the landscape, you can see how wide it is getting. You can see it, you can visualize how wide it is getting. Now if I choose the orientation to portrait, again the normal one will come. So this you can see the effect when you do print preview. And let's once again do orientation, landscape, and now let's go and see print preview. File, here print preview, you can see how it appears. It horizontal matter, it appears to you that it is just placed horizontally and not vertically. So whatever matter you are writing, it shows in a landscape manner. So the orientation we have changed, but the normal default one is portrait. So let's keep it portrait only, because that looks better. Usually in PowerPoint slides and all, when we want to print, we print it in a landscape mode. Otherwise we generally print it in portrait layout only, portrait orientation only. Now what about the size? Size means how you want the document to be printed. You want it to be a letters type, 8.5 inch by 11 inch. Any legal document, this is the measurement. So all the respective measurements are given. If it's an executive document, the layout should be, margin or the size should be of the document 7.25 into 10.5 inch. If it's a A4 size paper, we generally do on A4 size printing, we choose this option. Various project work, poster, all these types things are different, so then we choose the various other layout options, various sizes, accordingly we choose, but generally we do it in A4 printing. If you want to print something in an envelope, so various options of envelope are given, so whichever way you want. Now there are various options, various sizes given, whichever way you want to, like index card, envelope, whichever option is chosen, that option way the document will be arranged, or that size it will show. So this is about size. Now columns. What about columns? Usually columns we do it mostly in case of either books or in paper presentations. When somebody writes an article, if the template is you have to print in 2-column format or single column format, accordingly we do a 2-column format. 2-column format means here whatever you keep on writing, it will be treated as 1 column. After you exhaust this column writing here, then only it will not go to the next page, it will come to the next column, which is placed just at the side of it. This is how we have arranged. So 2 columns and 1 column, usually we choose 1 column for normal letter document writing, but when we are talking about any paper writing or something, for any suppose research paper or something, for journal writing etc., we choose this 2 column if it is specified. Otherwise we do not choose the 2 column format. For table writing also we can choose, we are writing something at the right hand side, then we can choose 2 column format. So the various options of column formatting, it all depends on the way you are asked to create. Suppose you want everything to be left aligned or left column, so it has to be placed left. So these you can explore later on by typing a long document from text. You can just type in some more text and see how it looks. But as I told you, when it's 2 column, it appears as 2 adjacent columns in a single paper. So when the first column exhausts, the second column starts, and only the second column finishes, then only the next page will start. This is the difference of using column formatting style. Now let's see about breaks. What is break all about? Break, when you want to give any number in a one single page, you want to give certain breaks, that time you give breaks. Here you can give section break, page break, whichever way you want you can do that. And line numbers, if you want to place any line number to the margin alongside of each of the document, then you can give line number. Here we do not have much document here, much of text we have not written. I have just shown you certain things, certain features inside. So let me try it out to show you how this line number works. Let me see. Suppose if I write continuous, so here whenever I have pressed enter, this line numbers have appeared. But this is not meaningful for my document, so I need not put any line numbers here. It is just for you to understand how many lines are there. So here one line, the space bar or the empty line, it does not count. Wherever you have written something, only those have been counted as lines. So I just remove it because it is not suitable for me. So I just remove the line numbers. Now page borders. Whichever way you want, you can give page borders to your document. That looks a better way. Usually this also we do in case of suppose you want to bind some, you have a 45 or 60 pages document and you want to bind it. So you choose a border to it. So you choose a border. Style means where you can, how the border should, I'll keep this small line only. Now I want to increase the width, means the width of the border, I want to keep it 1.5 point. Now I apply to whole document, means any number of pages this border will appear for me. Now if I click OK, so this will appear as a border. Now here it is not showing me anything, because why it is not showing, that you yourself have to figure it out, because I have applied to give some border, page borders. So hopefully you can see how it will look like. So while printing it might turn up because maybe it is going off the margin, maybe it's not showing. Because of that you can apply and try it and see how this page border is going to appear. Okay, so indent is something left, right, where we are putting it. Spacing, how I want to place my document, how many points. Suppose here I want some spacing. Before means I give some spacing, I make 6 point. So what will happen? So 6 point, this is the gap which it suits. So in spite of me, so as I clicked enter, this bullet sign has already come. So because bullets were also chosen. So if I select the text and then after I change it, so you can see after one document is getting shifted, it is getting squeezed, this extra space is getting squeezed. So this is how before and after you can set it along by giving the before and after spacing as specified or as you need it. How it should look, if you specify that from the spacing, it will be reflected accordingly in your document. So whatever we have covered till now, we have covered what are the options of home tab, home button in the ribbon, insert. Although in the home we have missed out one, this find, replace and select. Just I will do in the next class, I'll be doing it. So in the insert, we have inserted all these options and shown it to you what are the options remaining. Now I'll also point it out if any main features have been left out. I'll just cover them in the next class. In page layout, I had shown you margins, orientation, size, columns, line numbers and page borders. Indent, I have shown it to you. I have discussed indent. Spacing, I have shown the effect of spacing. So these are the features we have discussed so far now in your Word. So hopefully I assume that you have all understood, because it's a very easy software to learn and pick up. Only thing, you have to practice more and you have to explore certain features which may not I have not covered. Like just like one thing like page number and footer, I have seen or I have shown it to you how it appears and how it will not appear. So clicking the page number will allow you to insert footer as well as page number, but only clicking footer, then when you want to add page number, it doesn't come. So this is one change we have noticed, or one feature we have covered. So practically doing something and theoretically knowing something makes a difference. So you please practice it and find it out what is the hurdle you are facing so as of now, and then in the next class I will cover some more topics on Word, and we'll get to know the other features which is relevant to you, and we'll keep on working like this till we cover the other features of our MS Word software. All right, thank you.